must be excited through to first ever granny.
Yep. The boys are really good today, so very proud of the way they went about their footy, and they're a great reward for them. Phil Bell-Chambers was outstanding. Hello, Phil.
Molly really made you earn it, though.
Yep, yeah, they were really good today. As we've said through the week, we rate Launceston really highly, and they come out and put us under pressure. So we certainly didn't have the game on our own terms, and I thought it was a great final, right down to the wire. So it was a good game.
Slow start. They caught you on the hop a little bit. They fought back well.
Yeah, look, they did. They certainly come down to play, and everybody's been talking about their slow start, and then they've come out and kicked 5 us in the first quarter, which certainly put us on the back foot. But look, that was a bit of a worry for us the start. So we got to quarter time, just adjusted a few things, and we were probably mucking around with the ball with a slippery ball, and just needed to get it forward a bit.
There seemed genuine spite in it. Was that just because there was so much in the
You'd like to see a bit of aggression in a final. There's a lot to play for. You're playing to move into a grand final. So what we know is that when there's a lot on the line, you'll put your body on the line. When you have big body clashes, that happens. And I don't think there was spite in the game. I thought it was a good hard contest.
With the late inclusion of Booker in the side, given the conditions, you've just been happy with some of the moments he had throughout the game?
Yeah, look, he's got a really strong set of mitts, and what we want these guys to do when they've got the opportunity, like he did today, that they take it. And he's certainly put pressure on some guys that may come back in next week to hold his spot. So it was really good to see him come in and do some really good things.
All four Boscott had a really dynamic game today. That last quarter was really something pretty special.
Yeah. Thor was really unhappy with his game last week, and rightly so. A lot of the guys were, and their pride took a bit of a beating last week, so it was great to see him come back and respond in the way they did. Thor's tackling today was outstanding, like the way he hit the contest, and a lot of those players probably got through us last week. To see him come in and change the shape of the game and his aggression at the player and the ball was outstanding.
Who else were you particularly happy with?
Look, I thought Fife did a really good job in the middle. He's really important for us. He tagged Blackberry, which we rate Blackberry really high, and I suppose it was fortunate that he got injured and was hobbling a fair bit in the second half, which always helps when one of the key players go down. So Fife was really good. I thought Josh McGuinness across half-back was good. Mitch Anderton was really sharp across half-back. Franklin in the middle was good. So look, it was pretty even performance. McManus had some really good moments as well. So some guys had just some really good efforts that changed the course of the game, which was also good for us.
Grand final now, uncharted waters for you guys. How do you handle the week?
Look, we want to embrace the week and enjoy it. It's not every year that you're playing a grand final. So we want the players to embrace the whole week, and there'll be a lot of hoo-ha media coverage around the grand final, which rightly so, but we certainly won't shy away from that. We know we've got a massive task ahead of us. North Launceston being the form team in the competition, they've given us an absolute hiding in the second semi-final, and obviously go in with red-hot favourites for the game. So, we're going to have to come there with a very aggressive manner at the ball, and try and change some things that we need to be able to win. We'll go up there and have a crack at it, that's for sure.
Do you think that, obviously playing against them last week, coming into this one, guys have been disappointed with the effort last week. Do you think that's just going to really motivate them to, obviously a grand final is enough motivation as it is, but to really, really take it up to them next week?
I think both, yeah. The grand final is a pretty big motivation. We were embarrassed last week, and we copped a massive amount of stuff on social media about how poor we were, and I think some of the guys might have read a bit of that, but we know it's going to be tough. We're certainly not going up there thinking it's going to be an easy game and that sort of stuff, because the fact of the matter is that they've walloped us last week, so it's going to probably have to be the biggest turnaround in football history to sort of get a win on the board. But we'll go up there and have a crack at it.
John Roberts laid out. What was the story there?
Rolled his ankle at training on Thursday night. We did a fitness test today, so he'll probably be 70-30 chance for next week.
Yeah. Anything to worry about injury-wise or potentially suspension-wise?
No, I don't think so. I've seen the two reports. Thought they were pretty soft. So I'd imagine they'll get off those.
So obviously not the result you would have wanted today, Sam, but you must be so proud of the last couple of weeks for the way the guys have played out the season.
Yeah, certainly. Completely proud of the entire season. This footy club, has probably played a certain style of football for a number of years that was successful through that period, and what we did at the start of the year was completely change the way that the football clubs operated from the way they play on the field and off the field as well. So it's a big job, and to get the results and to see the guys stick with it and continue to focus on the process to finish in the top three. It's a great club and a great environment to be a part of, and certainly proud to be coaching.
And a really young group as well. You must feel like the club's in a really good position moving forward.
Yeah, certainly. Out there today we had 5 under 18 state players, not including Connor Smith, left the Mariners program by choice. There's probably 3 or 4, including your Powerfulmans, your Jackton Ellens, Vandervelds that are eligible for under 19s football. So that's nearly 8-9 players there eligible for under 19s football. So you mix that with the Mercury Cup side being full of youth and in excess of 10 state players floating in across that group across the course of the year from under 16 states through to the under 17s. We had 6 under 17 state players that will transition to 6 under 18 Mariners next year. That's exciting coming into our group with the 5 or 6 that we've already got playing play good footy at this time of year. So we've still got Chase Jones to come back into that side, so he's not included in that 5 or in that 6 of under 17 state. It's exciting. Young Jared Dakin next year, who's a fantastic talent, will I'm sure slot into the side somewhere and gives us some extra run and carry. He's a similar player to a Chase Jones, just a year younger.
You went down today, but geez, you made him work for it.
Yeah, we knew that was what the footy game was going to be about. It was a slog. The rain probably slowed the ground up a little bit and made it a little bit more contested. However, our numbers and stats read pretty well. We probably just got sucked into poor behaviours at times, and having a young group, we weren't able to reset fast enough, which played into their hands.
Yeah, it was a fast start, mate. Towards the end, what do you think sort of cost you, I guess, in that sort of last half of the third quarter and then that final term?
Yeah, I actually felt out there that we probably just struggled at times to find some league speed. So I don't know whether we just had a poor game or whether the travel did actually impact. Certainly no excuse from losing. We learned a lot from it, but these guys probably train 3 nights a week at anywhere from an hour to 2 hours over those 3 sessions. So that's anywhere from 7 to 8 hours a week in training plus game day. That's another 2. So you're looking at probably 10 hours consistently these guys do. So you throw consecutive Hobart games, 3 hours down, 3 hours back. You're actually just about double time spent on football. That has an cumulative effect mentally over 3 weeks. That's certainly hands down. They go from roughly 10 hours a week to 16 hours a week, 3 weeks in a row, which these being in a group. Whether it affected them, whether it didn't, not too sure. We won't know the answer. I'll watch the vision and see how we played, but we certainly in the second half struggled to bridge that gap. It was only 10 points. I just didn't think we had the enthusiasm and the excitement to actually, or the drive to actually get in front.
Who were you happy with?
I thought Simon Vanderveld and Jimmy Aganis across the course of the finals, intercepting marks. In the last quarter, the 2 of them still stand up time and time after again. So both of those are great. Brody Powerful and Jay Blackberry, fantastic year, fantastic leaders. I think Brody will drive this football club again moving forward. He's the right mindset, right personality. Jackton Ellen, probably at times for the first half of the year was a bit up and down, but I thought over the back end of the year he stood up and played some fantastic footies in the finals. So we know what he can do when he's up and going. So those guys were good. Chris Savage, I thought was fantastic again. Just a genuine skip over footy club. Nothing super or pretty about him, but does absolutely everything to the letter of the T and supports his teammates. So. Yeah, Hamish Leedham was another one, so you go through them all, but I thought across the finals campaign we had a very consistent and very exciting group of players.
The road ends here for 2017, but you must be really excited about what 2018 might bring.
Yeah, certainly. I reckon our average age is probably mid-group in the competition, which probably isn't a fair adjustment based on your O'Donohues, your Whitings, your Lonigans. You've probably got 4 or 5 really top heavy age players in the side. We don't have necessarily a big nucleus of 23 to 28. So we certainly rate higher in that average game. But you take those 4 players out, we probably nearly one of the youngest side in the competition. So 2018 is exciting. It's just seeing the amount of supporters that followed us down in after the game. This footy club hasn't experienced that. A lot of these players haven't experienced that type of support, which just shows them that this is the right environment to be a part of, to be the best they possibly can.